This is a picture of Sir Terry Waite. He was hostage for a long, long time, and this is in People magazine, December the 2nd, 92, I believe, 91. A chip was put in his arm, and he was thrown out there, and they could track him. This is by the U.S. government that put it in him. And it's my understanding, and I'm sure someone will jump up real quick if it's an error, Oliver North was helped do that to him. So now then, he was held hostage about 5 years. He came through Roanoke, though, a man who went through hell himself for the right reasons, trying to help. Anyway, I can't, it's a horrible sum of it. What's been done to the Brits, let me say that real quick. I wrote a book, Mind Control book, and then I've put it all up on YouTube and all of it, Facebook, Instagram. I was writing the book and living in Marietta, Georgia, when Larry Flint was shot. And later he flew me out there. They killed his attorney. But my point is, my book was about mind control and doctors. Dr. Larry McDonald, U.S. Congressman from Atlanta, and his plane later was shot down when the passenger plane veered into Russian airspace. Now, mind control can make a seasoned pilot. He's under mind control. He flies into someone else's airspace, and he gets shot down. It all looks like what? You don't get, the truth is deleted, the real mechanism used in it. But anyway, Mr. Flint flew me out there, and he even said I knew who was responsible for his shooting, Larry McDonald. Well, in part, it's the agencies involved. But now, I just wanted to get to this while I can here. A list of the murders that were done in patterns, and these were deliberately done in patterns over the years, and they started a long time before I did the book. I just didn't know the mechanism used up until I worked for the doctors, and they put a chip in a heart bypass of a man who was chairman of the board of a corporation. And the man didn't know it. And I was shown records later because they ended up working for the corporation that this patient worked for, chairman of the board. And they put chips in him. They could, in a heart bypass, and they can control his decision making. They could kill him if they wanted to. So that's all been put up there, and I'm not going to go through it again. But a whole list of them happened before I started doing the book. And later I moved up to where I am now, Roanoke. And next door to me was the Virginia Tech shootings, 33, April the 17th or 16th of 07. The college campus shootings. And one of the shootings was where they programmed the person to shoot and then have him shoot himself. So that's over and done with. And then you call in, can't wait to get your kids to a psychiatrist. And by the way, programming has nothing to do with mental illness. And that is, I don't know anyone who's really come on TV and addressed the subject, anybody. You can Google mind control. Anyway, I wanted to read this. Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bombing, and then he was programmed. He said the Army put a chip up him. But this one fit into the patterns is how I know. Someone else wrote the book that had it on here, implantable biochips. It's about the New World Order, the Illuminati, and that's in power now, who control your UN, your United Nations. I wanted to read, though, and go back, and I read a letter. I wanted to mention this one. I think I did. The Fort Hood shooter was born here in Benton, Roanoke. He was a psychiatrist, and he finished school at Virginia Tech. But there's a whole list of them, the Columbine and all that. And what it does is, on the surface, they're asking to get your guns away from you, and they're using the mental health field, and therefore you can bypass the court system, etc., etc. Anyway, I want to go back to this. And I've put letters from Jack Hartsfield, and I hope he's alive, and I thank him very much for being there when he was for me. I want to go back to this Project Artichoke, also referred to as, and I'm reading that, I don't usually do it, but I'm not feeling well myself here. Project that researched interrogation methods and arose from Project Blue Book on August the 20th of 51. But if you go back, what I just put up and other videos, the FBI Division 1, it was a secret division, were in Huntsville and when NASA and all that, but way before it started, or was made public in 1942, etc. So anyway, it goes back to the Tesla files that were stolen. Anyway, it's so it was long before 1951. It says run by the CIA's Office of Scientific Intelligence, ex-CIA Richard Helms, keeper of the secret Helms, the book. It was to CIA Director Alan Dulles. Indicates Artichoke became Project MK Ultra August the 13th of 53. The project studied hypnosis, forced morphine, and addiction and use of other chemicals, including LSD, to produce amnesia. Well, you can do that with just hypnotizing you, telling you to wipe it out of your memory, and other vulnerable states and subjects. Artichoke was a mind control program that gathered information together with intelligence divisions of the Army, Navy, Air Force, FBI. Okay? In addition, the scope of project outlined in the memo dated January of 52 that stated, we get control of an individual to the point where he will do our bidding against his will and even against fundamental laws of nature such as self-preservation. Mind control subject victims, Timothy McVeigh, Terry Nichols, Oklahoma City bombing. And then here's where I wanted to come in on this one. Of course, the Tucson, Arizona with Gabby Gifford. And you get the input of NASA there and twins in it and patterns. And that was Mark Kelly married Gabby Gifford. And Scott Kelly's a twin, and he's orbiting the Earth right now. It all started in NASA, and after the kidnapping brought me there to Moulton, Alabama, near what became the Space Center in Huntsville and all that. James Holmes, the Grand Theater, Rural Colorado, was one of them, and some of these were done in, well, the ones that I mentioned were done in patterns, but some of them are so specific, I mean, you can prove it. So I'm sure I didn't get all in there I wanted to say, but I was referring to the Oklahoma City bombing and Timothy McVeigh. Okay, he was programmed, he was put to death. I'm referring to then the car that drove into the homecoming at Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma, just a few weeks ago and killed the people. They'll blame it on alcohol, and it may have been. That one would be hard to prove. But she very well could have been programmed to drink the liquor and then run her car in, very specifically, the timing and all. It's so, well, anyway, the timing is so precision. But then today on TV, the Uber driver, that the passenger got in the back, and it's been put all over TV and show the driver in the back beating him up and all this. And then today, that was a couple of days ago, and today they show where the person in the back that you call so mean and everything, and he looks that way, makes me think if it's not out of central casting or something. If you listen to what this man come on and said today, and he's losing a whole lot, he had a good job. He supposedly it'll be played out that he was drunk, if indeed it's not staged, okay? But if you listen to his words and you don't know about mind control, he's told you right there, whether it was staged or whether it was real, that he was told to drink and pass out. He's using words, very words that says it wasn't him. And his background as far as I could tell this morning, would prove that he had a good job, etc. It sounds so